Hi everyone, welcome to Learn English with Joe, or welcome back if you're already a subscriber. In this lesson, as the title clearly stated, I'm gonna teach y'all 30 super duper idiomatic expressions. After watching this video, you're gonna speak as smooth as dropping butter into a frying pan. And these expressions will come out of your mouth naturally and in actual conversation. So stick with us until the end. With that being said, let's get rolling. First off, just as a reminder, an idiom is an expression that can be understood from the meanings of its separate words. For instance, the expression live under a rock doesn't literally mean living under rocks like some sort of insects, but it actually means lacking basic knowledge of current events or popular culture. You mean to tell me you have no idea who's the President of the United States? Are you kidding me? You live under a rock? In the same token, the expression pull someone's leg has nothing to do with their foot, but it actually means to deceive them, to make them believe in a lie, so to speak. Numero uno on this list is the expression at one's expense, meaning paid for someone by someone. For example, the documents were printed at my expense. It also means with someone as the victim, chiefly a joke. For instance, Chris Rock cracked a joke at Jada's expense. Number two is be down with someone. If you're down with someone, it implies that you guys are on friendly terms and you enjoy their company. Number three is beat around the bush, dance around the point, meaning to avoid discussing the real issue or avoid giving a definite answer or position. An example is I asked my sister why she didn't talk to me anymore, but instead of giving me a reason, she was trying to beat around the bush. Number four is bet one's bottom dollar. It's an expression you would use to say that you are 100% sure that something will happen. For example, you can bet your bottom dollar I'm going to be the first millionaire of my family. Which brings us to the next expression, born with a silver spoon, which actually means to be born into a wealthy family, a very rich family. I wasn't born with a silver spoon. My family had to struggle so we can survive. And what made it even worse is that my pops passed away. I went through a lot of emotional pain and tough times. Nonetheless, I started realizing who I really am and underwent some personal growth in many different areas in my life. After my father's demise, I came to the conclusion that I needed to do something to be able to provide for my family, especially my mom. She has done so much for me. There's no way that I can pay her back, but I want to be able to show her my appreciation for being the best mother on earth. My father wasn't the reason I'm poor, but he is the reason I have to find a way out of poverty because the man worked too hard. Number six is burn the candle at both ends, meaning to go to bed late and wake up early. For example, in order to get ready for my test, I tried to burn the candle at both ends. Number seven is cat got one's tongue. It's actually used to ask someone why they aren't saying anything. It's an expression you would use after you have asked someone a question and they haven't responded yet. For example, you are unusually quiet today. Cat got your tongue? Number eight is cover for someone or something, which means to provide insurance against an illness or other issue. An example is my uncle paid insurance to cover for his substance abuse. It also means to do something in place of someone else. For instance, our French teacher didn't show up yesterday. He actually sent his substitute to cover for him. Number nine is cut corners. This means to do something perfunctorily in order to save time or money. In other words, it's to skip certain details or steps so as to do something as easily or cheap as possible, chiefly to the detriment of the end result. For example, when it comes to teaching you English, I really don't cut corners. Number 10 is cut costs, meaning to spend less money. For instance, I'm a frugal dude, so I like to shop around first before buying in order to cut costs. Number 11 is cut ties, which means to end communication or relationship, to cut someone off. An example is, she is always acting up. It will be better to cut ties with her now while it's still time. Number 12 is every cloud has a silver lining. Every difficult or sad situation has a comforting or more helpful aspect, even if it may not be immediately apparent. For instance, don't be sad because you just lost your job. Every cloud has a silver lining. Number 13 is have a soft spot for someone, meaning to feel a great deal of affection for them. For instance, she has a soft spot for my cousin. Number 14 is have a thing for someone, something. To have a strong liking for someone or something. An example is ever since I met her, I knew she had a thing for me. Number 15 is if the shoe fits, wear it. It's actually used to say that something said or suggested about a person is true and all they should accept it as true. She said, "Are you calling me a cheater?" I said, "Well, if the shoe fits, wear it." Number 16 is joking aside, on a serious note. It's used to introduce a serious statement that follows a humorous statement. Chris Rock must have seen stars after he got smacked, but jokes aside, Will shouldn't have done that. Number 17 is leave no stone unturned, meaning to try every possible course of action in order to achieve something. If you want to improve your English, make sure you hit the subscribe button because I won't leave no stone unturned. Number 18 is let one's hair down, which means to behave in an uninhibited way. For example, come on, we're here to have fun, let your hair down. Number 19 is mine in the gutter, to be thinking some kind of sexual innuendo thoughts. For instance, I told her that I needed to eat the cake, but she thought I meant something else, and mine is in the gutter. Number 20 is not really one's thing, meaning not something someone enjoys or is good at. For example, I might actually be good at a lot of things, but math is just not my thing. Number 21 is once in a blue moon. This simply means to do something very rarely. For instance, I used to play basketball on a daily basis. Now I only play once in a blue moon. Number 22 is out of the question, meaning not possible, not allowed, unlikely. An example is giving my girlfriend money is out of the question. Number 23 is play one's cards right, which means to do things in an intelligent and well-planned manner. For instance, if I play my cards right, I will be graduated. Another example is I played my cards right, she gave me a phone number. Number 24 is roll with someone, meaning to associate and spend time with them. For example, my cousin has been rolling with some bad people lately. Number 25 is round the clock, which means to do something all day and all night. For instance, there's no such thing as overnight success. You gotta work round the clock. Number 26 is save it. This is very rude to say, but just in case someone tells you to save it right in the middle of an argument so you don't pull out your iPhone to save their picture from WhatsApp, it actually means to stop talking because they don't need to hear your rebuttal. Number 27 is show one's true colors, meaning to reveal one's real character or intentions. For example, I was ready to lock it up with her, but I was rather lucky that she showed her true colors at last. Number 28 is take someone's breath away, which means to astonish or inspire them, amaze, live in awe. For instance, the first time I heard Alicia Keys' voice, she truly took my breath away. Number 29 is talk is cheap. It's easy to say that one will do something instead of doing it. It's easier said than done. Finally, number 30 is throw someone under the bus. If you throw someone under the bus, you actually cause them to suffer in order to gain personal advantage. You actually convince them to do something they were scared to do. One day, my teacher called on a student to sing. One of my classmates threw me under the bus. Well, that's basically it for today, guys. Those are 20 idioms that you can include in your daily conversations. Let me know which one was actually your favorite in the comments. I'll see y'all pretty soon.